Hello everyone, we all know that love can be complicated. It can lift us up, make us feel alive, and even make the world seem brighter. But sometimes love also confuses us. Especially when someone we deeply care about doesn't reach out, despite us feeling or even knowing that they love us. You see, it's easy to assume that if someone loves you, they'd constantly be in touch, right? But the reality is often more nuanced. There are times when the ones who love you the most remain silent. Today we're going to talk about why that happens. First, it's essential to understand that love doesn't always equate to action. Someone can care about you, think about you, but still not contact you. That doesn't make their feelings any less real. But it does beg the question, why? Let's dive into a few reasons. 1. Fear of vulnerability. Love is a powerful emotion, but it's also, fear of vulnerability can be one of the most powerful reasons why someone might not reach out, even when they love you deeply. When we open ourselves up to love, we also open ourselves up to potential pain. For many people, this is an overwhelming risk. Love involves exposing the most tender and fragile parts of ourselves. It requires us to let another person in and trust them not to hurt us. But that trust is hard to give when past experiences or personal fears get in the way. Imagine someone who has been hurt before, whether through a past relationship or even childhood experiences. They may have learned that getting close to someone means getting hurt in the end, so they protect themselves by keeping distance. Even though they feel love, their fear of being vulnerable keeps them from acting on it. This fear tells them it's safer to stay silent, to avoid showing weakness, or to keep their emotions hidden, rather than risking the possibility of being hurt again. Sometimes the fear of vulnerability is not just about avoiding pain, but also about avoiding judgment. When we love someone, we want them to see us at our best. If we're feeling insecure or unworthy, reaching out might feel like exposing those insecurities. The fear is that if they truly knew us with all our flaws, maybe their love would fade or they'd lose respect for us. So instead of risking that, they choose to stay quiet. This fear can create a cycle where the more they love you, the more they feel they have to lose. And as that love grows, so does the intensity of their fear. Reaching out becomes an act that carries too much emotional weight. It becomes tied to all their worries about whether they are good enough or whether they'll end up getting hurt in the process. The truth is, vulnerability is at the heart of any meaningful relationship. But for someone struggling with it, the fear can be paralyzing. Their silence is not a reflection of how much they love you. It's a reflection of how much they're trying to protect themselves from the unknown, from rejection, and from emotional pain. The fear of rejection can be a powerful force that keeps someone from reaching out even when they love you. Deep down, they might want to connect and express their feelings, but the thought of being turned away or dismissed stops them. Rejection isn't just about hearing the word no or facing disinterest. It's about the emotional weight that comes with feeling like you are not good enough or that your feelings don't matter. When someone loves you, their feelings are intense. That intensity can make the stakes feel very high. The thought of hearing something like, "I don't feel the same way," or "I need space," can be devastating for someone who is emotionally invested. They may start imagining worst case scenarios in their head. What if I reach out and they don't respond? Or what if they don't want to hear from me at all? These kinds of thoughts can cause them to withdraw before they even give themselves a chance. This fear can come from past experiences. Maybe they have been rejected before in a relationship or by someone they cared about deeply. Those experiences leave scars that make it harder to take emotional risks in the future. Even if the person in front of them now is kind and loving, their mind might still be haunted by the idea that history will repeat itself. It's not that they doubt your feelings, but their own fears take over and create a barrier. In other cases, someone might fear that reaching out could disrupt the dynamic between you. They may worry that contacting you too much or too soon could push you away. In their mind, they are trying to avoid coming on too strong. They don't want to overwhelm you with their affection or seem too eager, so they stay silent, thinking that this will protect them from being seen as too much or from making a mistake that leads to rejection. At the heart of the fear of rejection is the desire for acceptance. Everyone wants to feel like they are valued and cared for, especially by the person they love. But when someone is consumed by this fear, they may end up holding back their true emotions and keeping their distance even when they desperately want to reach out. Their silence doesn't mean they don't care. It means they care so much that they are afraid of what might happen if things don't go the way they hope. Life's challenges can often be a significant reason why someone who loves you might not contact you. Life can be overwhelming at times, and it's important to remember that everyone is dealing with their own personal struggles. These struggles might be related to work, stress, family responsibilities, or even internal battles with mental health. Even when someone cares deeply for you, they may find themselves consumed by the weight of their own problems to the point where they don't have the energy or emotional bandwidth to reach out. In today's fast-pacing world, it's easy for someone to get caught up in the demands of everyday life. Work can be demanding and leave little room for personal connections. They might be working long hours, juggling multiple responsibilities, or trying to meet deadlines. In these moments, they might feel too drained to focus on maintaining communication, even with someone they love. It's not that their love has lessened, but they are simply trying to keep up with the pressures around them. Family issues can also play a major role. If someone is dealing with challenges within their family, such as taking care of a sick relative, managing conflicts, or supporting their parents, they might be emotionally exhausted. These situations can take up a lot of their time and mental energy, leaving them feeling stretched thin. They might find it difficult to balance their family obligations with their desire to connect with you. Mental health struggles can be another major factor. Anxiety, depression, or overwhelming stress can make it difficult for someone to reach out. When a person is going through a rough patch emotionally, they may withdraw, not because they don't care, but because they are trying to cope with their own inner turmoil. Their love for you remains, but they are focusing on just getting through the day. In these moments, reaching out may feel like an additional burden that they don't have the strength to carry. There are also times when someone is simply trying to figure out their own life. They might be facing decisions about their future or dealing with uncertainty about their career or personal goals. This kind of internal struggle can take up a lot of mental space. When someone is in the middle of figuring out what direction to take in their life, they might become distant as they focus on their own journey. It's important to understand that when life's challenges get in the way, it's not a reflection of their feelings for you. Their love is still there, but life has pulled them in other directions. They might be trying to navigate their own difficulties, and in doing so, they might not have the emotional resources to stay in touch as much as they would like. Sometimes the reason someone doesn't contact you even though they love you is because they are waiting for you to make the first move. Love can often bring about feelings of uncertainty and insecurity. Even though they care deeply, they might hesitate because they are unsure of how you feel or whether you want to hear from them. This uncertainty can hold them back from reaching out, as they don't want to risk making the wrong move or overstepping boundaries. They may be thinking, what if I reach out and they're too busy? Or what if I send a message and they don't respond the way I hope? These thoughts can create a fear that keeps them from initiating contact. Instead, they decide to wait and hope that you will be the one to break the silence. They want reassurance that you feel the same way and that you want to hear from them too. In their mind, if you reach out first, it's a sign that you are thinking about them and that their love is welcome. In some cases, they might feel insecure about their role in your life. Maybe they wonder whether they are important to you or if they are intruding on your time. They might be concerned about coming across as needy or overly eager. By waiting for you to initiate contact, they feel they are giving you space to show that you want to connect with them too. It's their way of protecting themselves from potential rejection or disappointment. Another reason they might be waiting for your initiative is that they are unsure of what kind of relationship you want to have. They might be waiting for a signal from you that tells them you are ready to move forward. This could be especially true if they feel like the relationship is at a crossroads or if they sense that you are unsure about what you want. In this case, their silence is not a lack of love, but rather a reflection of their desire to follow your lead. They might also be holding back because they believe that you are the one with the power to guide the direction of the relationship. They could be waiting for you to set the pace because they respect your feelings and want to move at your comfort level. By waiting for you to take the initiative, they feel like they are giving you control over how things progress. They see this as a way to make sure that they are not pressuring you and that they are allowing the relationship to develop naturally. It's important to recognize that their love for you hasn't diminished. Their silence is often filled with hope that you will reach out and that you will show them that you want to connect. They are waiting for a sign from you because they want to feel secure in the relationship and they want to know that their feelings are reciprocated. Their decision to wait for your initiative is rooted in their desire to avoid missteps and to build a connection that feels mutual and genuine. Love without readiness is a situation where someone loves you deeply but feels unprepared to take the next step in the relationship. They may have strong emotions and care for you genuinely, but they are not in a place where they can fully commit or be the partner you need. This lack of readiness doesn't mean they love you any less, but it means they are struggling with their own internal conflicts about what love means to them and what they can offer at this point in their life. There are many reasons why someone might love you but not feel ready. One common reason is that they are still healing from a past relationship. They may have been hurt before, and even though they care for you, they might not have fully recovered from that emotional wound. Entering a new relationship while carrying unresolved pain can be overwhelming, and they may pull back because they know they aren't ready to invest fully in something new. Another reason is that they might be at a stage in their life where they are focused on personal growth or career development. They may love you, but they are prioritizing their own journey for now. Whether they are building their career, pursuing an education, or figuring out their own identity, they might not have the time or emotional capacity to nurture a relationship the way they would like to. In this case, their silence is not about a lack of love, but about their awareness that they can't give you the attention and energy that a relationship deserves. They could also be dealing with fears about commitment. Some people love deeply, but the idea of long-term commitment scares them. They might worry about losing their independence or feel anxious about the responsibilities that come with a serious relationship. Even though they love you, their internal fears about what it means to commit might be holding them back from moving forward. They may want to avoid making promises they are not ready to keep, which is why they stay silent or distant. For others, love without readiness can stem from uncertainty about the future.